Open it up. I don't actually. I already opened
I
it,
don't
but
have one either.
shout out to Polar. We love you. What's going on, everybody? We got
All right, hold on, hold
the
on, hold
rally
on,
towels.
hold on, hold on.
They're out.
Let
The
me
red
let me
rally towels
introduce
are
the
out.
show.
They're better than ever.
Let me introduce the show. What's going on, everyone? It's another episode of the greatest show on the internet. This is Call One's Conversations. And though, ladies and gentlemen, I've got my famous Ali Rushman American Captain America bobblehead. The O's are no more. The O's are no more. I'm joined by Brendan the
It's a tough
Bod.
look
Brendan the
for those.
Bod, Trilly. How we doing today, Trill?
We're doing well, other than the Eagles stinking, but
The
we'll get
Eagles
to
are
that in a
dead.
little bit. We're ready for Red October. We're ready for the Mets. Bring them on. It's going to be exciting. I'll be there Sunday. It's going to be an absolute blast. Phillies are taking in three, baby. Let's go. I'm
I
ready.
hear you, brother. Um,
Before we
you
get
want
to
me to
NFL
you want me
talk,
to yeah, you want me to
yeah,
give just the quick okay.
we got it. The people need it. You
They
can't
need to
hide.
hear
You
our
can't
losses.
run.
That's right. They need to hear our losses. They need to hear about our deaths. Yeah, that's right. Once again, the Orioles were swept. Once again, the Orioles were swept after having, a very good regular season, nothing incredible, but a great regular season. They played Action Jackson type baseball. They played Lamar Jackson type baseball. Packed to the gills, high scoring, badass, fun to watch. But it comes down to what I've said. When we don't pay, until we pay an elite pitcher, we're done. We're done. And on top of that, I've never seen a team outside of Kansas City, at least in the last 3 months of the regular season, pitch Gunnar Henderson better than any team has pitched. The dude went 0 and 6. 0 and 6. This is the guy who's supposed to make people forget about the Iron Man. This is the guy who's supposed to make people forget about Ripken. And he goes 0 and 6. We need Cedric freaking Mullins to be our only offense. 1 run in 2 games at home. I mean, oh my God, dude.
That's the issue, man.
1 run
The
at
pitching was
home.
fine.
1 run at home.
Yeah, it was the bats that failed you.
The
The young
bats failed
guns,
us.
the young guns, they came up small. They did.
They came up small again, dude, and it wasn't being on the road. It wasn't having that buy-in going into a long series. It was starting straight out of the gate, having home field advantage. Every orange seat sold out, and we died on the vine. We died on the vine. I don't know what we take away from this except that we know how to win regular season games, but we've got to push, man. We got a very long window. We've got a very long window, but we have a very short window to win multiple World Series because that's what this team is. This team's got the ability to not be in one, not be in two, but in my opinion, over the next 8 years, could be in 3 World Series. And the only way that you do that is you got to close games. You got to have great regular seasons. You got to get those buys. You got to do what you did when you last season when we went into the Rangers and we give you the pass because you're all young. The average age was 23, 24, whatever. But it's the next year. And I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. Except that listen, you got to tip your hat to Kansas City. You got to tip your hat, dude. They played their balls off and they played better than us. They did. That's it. No ump took it from us. We took it from ourselves. So on to next year. Go O's till the day I die. Go O's.
Yeah, I mean they got a bright future still, no doubt about that. You were kind of hoping that this team, this young core, would kind of take that next leap to
Yep.
keep gaining that experience as they move forward here. But yeah, that's a tough one for them there, 100%. But yeah, it was still a huge bright future there, as long as they can keep the guys there, and I think you
Mm-hmm.
can for the most of them. The
100%.
pitching is going to be interesting
I
with
want to put out
Corbin
one thing
Burns.
really quickly. I want to put out one thing. And maybe I should bite my tongue, and maybe I'm going to have some people jumping down my throat when I say this, but I want to get your thought process of this about being a down and dirty baseball guy who understands the trade system, who understands the value that you bring in. And I just want to ask you this question. Do the Orioles take Hollywood Harris advice? Do they take Hollywood Harris advice and see what they've got in front of them? See the assets that they have to win right now and say to themselves, do we really need Jackson Holiday? Because let me just say one thing, dude. That kid for almost every other team in the league outside of the New York Yankees, the LA Dodgers, the Philadelphia Phillies, the New York Mets, and honestly, probably San Diego. Those are the only five teams that do not need a generational talent for the next 12 years. Boston, one of the most decorated MLB teams, one of the most decorated franchise sports history, needs a generational player. Needs a generational player. The Angels have been dying for someone, need a generational player. They've had two, haven't been able to get anything done. Maybe you bring somebody in new. The Rays have tried to get it together and together, need a generational player. Atlanta needs a generational player. Are you going to tell me that his value right now with what we already have isn't worth more if we can flip him into either multiple picks or a swap for an ace?
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely an interesting situation because did he play at all in that
Yeah.
series?
No, he did
Yeah,
not play in the last two games. No.
yeah. Like I feel like that was the time you kind of got to keep him in there a little bit, let him get that experience with Rushman, with Gunner, and they didn't. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean I think because you do need another pitcher. You keep Corbin Burns there. You'll get some bullpen help figure it out. Hey, Soto and Sir Anthony were able to lock it down for you in the second game, which
Yeah.
I thought was funny. But they're going to be in a spot where do you just keep building this young core and try to find a pitcher here and there like a Zach Eflin? I think that's probably the way they're going to go because I
Yeah,
don't
me
see
too.
the Orioles as that big flashy go out and
Go out
get
and get somebody, move off a guy that's
because they're going to
homegrown.
end
I
up
agree.
having to pay him too.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't
I
think they're
agree.
going to do that unless the new ownership is really all in for that.
Well, that's the one thing is I do think that the new ownership is in for it. I think
And
that the difference is that the guy that we've got to give up an asset.
yeah,
We're not just going to be able to go out and get a guy for
I
the
don't think this team is really ready to make that leap into top top World Series contender like that with one pitcher though. Do you think that
yes
with one
with one guy.
to be in the conversation to be like a favorite though? I don't.
No, not to be a favorite, but to be a team that there are three teams in the MLB, and you're saying they should be winning the World Series this year.
Maybe.
New York, LA Orioles, New York Phillies Orioles, New York, San Diego Orioles. They should be winning. I think that we are one pitcher away from being in that real deal conversation. Because, dude, you look at our bats, and I get it, we failed in this round of playoffs. But dude, when you look at the production that we're putting in throughout 160 some odd games, you pair that with elite pitching, dude. How do you not say that?
Yeah, they're in a good spot even though they did get washed by
Washed and dried,
yeah.
washed and dried to say the least.
All right, let's talk about some winners here. That's the Philadelphia Fighting Phillies, all right? Because we're jacked up. We're ready for Red October. We were watching, I was kind of hoping that we were gonna start recording. We were watching the Mets game, Mets Brewers. They had go back-to-back jacks for the Brewers to give them the 2-0 lead, and we're like, "Oh, all right. They can die." This
Yep.
Mets team doesn't die. They don't. And it makes me a little nervous. I've been nice to Kieran. I've been nice to some of our Mets fans because I'm not nervous, but this Mets team and getting hot at the right time is huge. The
Yep.
Orioles, they got cold at the end of the season and it showed. The Phillies, they haven't played meaningful baseball in a while. The Mets have been fighting for their life for 2 months now to even get in it. The Phillies have better talent. They have better experience, better this, better that, better across the board. They should absolutely dominate at home, get this thing done, and just squash this team. But this Mets team just doesn't die, and that makes me a little nervous. A little nervous. But I still love the Phillies in this situation here.
I mean, I think listen, you've got your ear to the ground here. I think that what's interesting is you look at the team like the Yanks. The Yankees are so happy that Kansas City took care of the Orioles because the Yankees are going to dominate the Royals, and they would not have dominated the Orioles. That game would have gone for a full five. And I
Mm,
know I'm saying that as being the loser, but I'm saying that because of that in division cadence and
mm.
because of how good the
It definitely
Orioles battled the Yankees.
brings a little extra to it for
A,
sure.
a, a lot extra.
Hmm.
That bad blow.
Uh-oh. I think I lost him. But yeah, I mean the biggest thing at the end of the day is Harry's right there a little bit where it's going to be an interesting situation where if the Phillies can just finally just nip this team and just put them out the pasture, just put them down, get rid of them because it's a team that's in a really good spot. This Mets team has been in. I just don't think they have the arms. I'm not worried, but it would have been nice just to go against the Brewers and just take care of business. But
I hear you.
after bouncing back here after the Wi-Fi interruptions here, you won't even notice, just like we won't even notice this Mets team when they come here to Philadelphia. Because go check out BSP Media because I'll be there. Game 2 Sunday afternoon. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Wheeler's going to shove. Hopefully, I'm scared about the internet. We're good.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
good. We're
Okay.
solid.
All right. Sorry, looked
I
weird.
literally said, I was like, Trilly, you frozen? I just like kept going. I
Yeah.
was like, you frozen? And
Yeah.
then I saw that you were. All right, dude, let's jump in. Let's recap because
No,
you know
BSP
what?
Media, I'll be there. Subscribe, go follow. We're gonna do a video Sunday. Go. Did you see my Instagram post I did the other day?
It was hilarious, dude.
It was pretty good,
How,
wasn't
dude,
it?
when you put the ball in the mitt, that's insane. Okay. We're talking this is an NFL show. We're here to talk football, ladies and gentlemen. And you might like to see us lose, but damn, do I like to see us win. Now, some of us can say that, some can't.
This
But
guy's a winner. 4-1 last
but
week, baby.
ladies
Four
and
and
gentlemen,
one.
we're here to talk about the prime time Sunday night extravaganza, greatest game of the NFL season so far. Bills on the road to Baltimore. Did we win? No. We annihilated.
It was a beatdown.
We annihilated. We annihilated against a quarterback that throughout both of their careers has been said Josh Allen's better. Josh Allen's more elite. Josh Allen should be considered in a totally different realm than Lamar Jackson. He should be up there with Patrick Mahomes. And people forget he's been to one AFC championship. He's lost. He's never had an NFL MVP. He's never had two NFL MVPs. He's never brought his team to have the best regular season in the NFL. He's never brought his team to have the best regular season in the AFC. And what happens when he comes to Baltimore? Action Lamar Jackson and the king, Derrick Henry, stiff arming everybody around him, stiff arming every dude.
And
Can
putting
you
the
see
Jets on.
how he throws people down?
And he busted the Jets off for that one run
I
too.
know, dude. He is. It's insane how large of a human he is and how fast he is. Like
Mhm.
genuinely, because like, dude, it's not like he's like just like Lamar Jackson, how Lamar Jackson's built but fast. Derrick Henry's got pythons on his arms,
He's a Mack
and
truck coming through.
he's freaking going a million miles an hour, dude. But on top of that, man, we finally found our defensive identity. Dude, we wrapped up all game long. Our defensive line pressured every single second of the game. Josh Allen and all of his backs and even his wideouts who were coming in to try to do some sort of play action, they couldn't get anything off the rip that they wanted. But on top of that, man, we finally see what I've been talking about for Lamar Jackson to succeed. When you give him a functional, I didn't even say successful, a functional offensive line, what happens? The Ravens' new standard will put 21 on you in the first half. We have never done that in the majority of my lifetime. I've been on this planet 24 years. The Ravens scoring 21 points, it used to take us an hour to do it. Now we can do it in the first 30 because of the offensive personnel that we've acquired. JT's back. He was with God. He didn't fail. He didn't even need to go out there and do anything. You know why? Because we were scoring left and right. So all I got to say is the Bills gave up. It feels good to be number one, and we are the scariest 2-2 team that you could ever see in the NFL. I think that's a good summary, brother.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Ravens came with a good game plan. They actually went with what their identity was, where they were kind of struggling to find it the last couple weeks. It's hard-nosed ground and pound football, get after the
Yep.
quarterback. That's what they did. It
Yep.
was a Buffalo team that everybody was super high on, Josh Allen for
Super high on.
MVP,
Yep.
and they just came out and they absolutely whooped them down. They didn't have a chance. Like Josh Allen couldn't get anything going. They finally started to expose the lack of weapons that they have there on that team, where Josh Allen has been able to make up for it to get them
Yep.
off to this hot start. But the Ravens took away the first couple options. Allen didn't turn the football over, which is impressive for him,
Very
but
impressive.
but
I'll
at
give him
the end
that.
of the day, he wasn't able to really get much going for that team. The
No.
Ravens just ran the ball, they grabbed him by the throat, and it was over.
I'm going to say one thing outside of our incredible success. The Ravens do have to find a solution to giving Derrick Henry more than 15 carries a game. And you see what Justin Hill is able to produce. You see that in the backfield, he can get a pass out 5 yards in the flat and score. And I can't imagine what it's going to be like when Keaton Mitchell comes off the pup list. My hope is that we can take that lift off of Derrick Henry because, listen, I love that he's stiff arming guys
Yeah.
left and right. I love that he's
You
rushing for
want you want to cut
199
back those
yards.
24
But
carries a
I,
little
I,
more.
I
Yeah.
want it no more than 12. I
Mm.
want it no more than 12.
I'm thinking that 15 to 18 range.
Okay, 15, but I can't go more than that, Trill, because I need him for January.
Yeah.
And I
You want
want
you
him
want
for
this
February.
game. You want this game in January against the Bills again.
That's exactly right. I want this game against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen if Derrick Henry's taking 24 carries for the next, how many weeks we got left now?
Hmm.
13 for the next
Yeah.
13 weeks.
Hmm.
All
Yeah.
right, dude.
And
Let's
because they got to find the, you're right. They got to find their identity where they can't run the football all the
correct.
time, because
Correct.
that's what's made them struggle the last couple weeks.
That's right.
When you can run the football, when you can feed Derek, Lamar gets going, that offense is really good. That's why I was saying to you at week one, that first drive right down the field, why'd you stop?
Why'd we stop?
But yeah, the Ravens are a great football team again. They found that identity is where they're going to have to figure out the passing game a little bit more, because they can
Yes.
do it, but that finding that balance is going to be where they really start to hit their stride.
Now I need to know, are we alerting? Are we alerting the cold ones? Are we alerting? Those are our deep fans. That's what we call them, the cold ones. Are we
Hmm.
alerting them? I mean, dude, is this ship going down, bro? I'm not trying to turn the screen. I'm not trying to flip the page and go into something sad. But is this ship going down, Trill?
Yeah, it was
Red
ugly.
lights are on. Pipes are bursting. You're in that sound coming when you don't want to hear that on an airplane or on a boat. What's
Yeah,
happening?
it's ugly. It's a lot of the reasons why people wanted Sirianni gone at the end of last year.
Yep.
Um, it's not even the lack of leadership from Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, by the way. It's on both of them.
You
Jalen
went
Hurts
down
can't
on Jalen, man. You did.
Jalen Hurts turns the football over way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he drops back in the pocket and he has more than 3 seconds and he's looking and he's looking and he's looking, I never feel good. I never think that ball's going to find the hands of a good receiver for the
No.
Eagles.
And it
I
can't all be because AJ's not there. It
No,
just
and
can't be.
Devontae's not there. He got other guys.
Yep.
Like either throw it the heck away or get it to Dallas Goedert, get it to Jahan Dotson, who's been nowhere to be found. Like, you got to get it to these guys, get it to Saquon. Because when he goes and he goes and he goes, every time it's a strip sack.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always just like, well, things happen. He needs a better pocket presence. He needs to be able to figure this crap out, man. He's just not there. He can. People say you can't read a defense, you can't do that. I think he's reading too much. He's trying to figure it all out, and he kind of
Mm.
sees it, and he's like, "All right, it'll be there in a second." No, that second's not there in the NFL, and that's where they keep getting burnt. And he keeps turning the football over, and it's
Here's
brutal.
my question to you, man, when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, because the defense is there,
The
even when they skip a
defense,
beat,
the
they
defense, you handed it to them this week. The defense
I
here, real quick, before you get to
yeah,
that.
please.
Last week against the Saints, the defense was there. You
Yep.
had a game plan, you had a scheme to that Vic Fangio was able to help these players out where you might not have the high end talent that you've had. Well, you have the high end talent, but like the guys, the veteran players that know what they're doing, he was able to scheme these young guys into situations to succeed. He did not do that in the slightest. Every throw to start that football game from Baker, it was 1-2 bang behind the line of scrimmage, 1-2 bang 2 yards down the field, and they were just getting the ball to the outsides, going after the secondary and Slay and Avante Maddox can't tackle for dog crap. And they were just attacking that all day, every day, where you couldn't get any pass rush at all. And then the defensive line got tired. They were able to run the football. They just weren't able to press. They weren't able to just to figure it out. They Vic Fangio said at the his press conference. I'm cutting up his press conference this week. Oh yeah, it's up to the players to kind of do that. They can do that themselves if that's how they feel during the game. Well, why aren't you just telling them to do it?
Yeah, just call the ball.
Get in their face and be, even though he's upstairs, get somebody in their face, get up in their ass, jam them, do something different, not just letting
Hmm.
Baker Mayfield just dink and dunk all the way down the field. And then it
Hmm.
starts to open up. You can't tackle. It was frustrating because the two different defenses from week to week is just absolutely insane. And that comes from scheme and play calling. And that's on Vic Fangio. I don't know, man. You got a bye week here. It's coming out at a perfect time.
Early bye week, early.
Yeah, but they need
You
it.
need it. You
They
need it.
need it.
Yeah.
They're a 2-2 football team. You play the Browns coming out the bye. You play the Jags. You play the Giants.
And you should go 3 and
3 and
0 in
0.
all, and it shouldn't be close.
It shouldn't. If they're a good football team, you get AJ back. You hopefully get Lane Johnson and Devontae back from concussions. This team has to step up and make it happen.
You should win all of those games by a touchdown.
They should. They
Yes.
should.
Yes. I'm not going to say 10 points. I'm not
But
going
if
to say
they
two
don't,
scores.
then the ship's going down.
If they go 2-1 in that series, are you going to make the playoffs?
It's
Honestly,
Yeah, yeah. And we'll talk about the team that's hot and that everybody loves in a second here as one of our other games we'll talk about, but
you might get rolled by them, bro.
get the fuck out of here with that. Get out of here. But they might the way that they're playing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
All right, let's step into that, ladies and gents. We're going to recap two more games, possibly three. We'll decide if we're doing fastest minute, and then we're going to the reason why you're all here at the picks, because this is the screwiest week of lines, and I love it. This is the first time where the lines are so screwy that I love it because I can see where Vegas is trying to trick me. I can see where they're trying to take our money, but that's for later in the show. You know why you stick around here. Okay, dude, let's talk about the hottest team right now. Let's talk about the hottest team in the NFL. And that's the Washington Commanders. One of the worst fan bases in the league. Can't get people into their stadium. And dude, have they found their savior in the LSU kid, Jaden Daniels? You know, man, I said it before he got drafted how legit he was going to be. Now, I loved Penix. He's still my favorite guy to come out of the draft, even though he's sitting behind Kirk Cousins right now. I think he's still going to have the most successful year. But dude, I mean, they played a real deal, fast paced Arizona Cardinals team. And they didn't just beat him, they tore him down, dude. 42-14 on the road, no less. They beat him in their own house, dude. Now, the Cardinals have never been this insane team like, oh my gosh, we're going to Arizona. But they got a healthy Kyler Murray. They got a healthy receiving core. They've got an upright defense. And dude, they hung 42 on him. I mean, Washington right now, man, they've got the potential with the way that the rest of this division's played. They could be the number one seed in the NFC East. There's not that like that's not just like a pipe dream or a joke to say. Like right now, based on the way that every other team is playing in that division, they should, if not be two, could be one in
Yeah,
their
the,
division.
the way the other teams are playing right now, 100%. 100%.
And
Um,
so my question to you is, dude, like, what do you? I mean, this is an individual route. What do you think about Jane Daniels?
he's a good quarterback. I told you at the beginning of the year that I liked him. I didn't think they'd get off to this hot of a start. But that Cardinals team that won week one that everybody loved, I mean, they're 1-3 football team.
Mm-hmm.
They're feisty, but they're not that good. They're not. And Washington, their defense has issues. The offense is able to find a way to run the football finally
Yeah.
this week. Um, they're gonna be a good team. There's no doubt about it. Uh, just if the Cowboys and the Eagles figure it out a little bit, they should little brother that team. They should just physically and everything else. They have way more talent.
I don't think that the Cowboys are going to be able to, man. I
I
think
don't
that
think
you
so
guys
either,
should, but I don't
but
think that the Cowboys can. They are
the
so
the
all over the
Cowboys
place, man.
should, but yeah, who knows? They're a mess too.
They're a mess.
Hmm.
They only beat the Giants by five. And I get how sloppy and how gross that Washington Giants game was also the week prior in week two. But this Washington team, dude, going into week five is completely different than that team that played week two. They play the Cowboys, man. Cowboys should be nervous about this Washington team. So should you,
Yeah,
to be
it, it'll
honest,
it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now the Eagles don't play them for a little bit,
for a
so I
little
mean,
bit. Right.
so like they
They're
could
later
figure it
games.
out. Hopefully, that's the hope, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, not till my birthday or birthday week on a
Is that
Thursday
true?
night.
At
What?
home, at home, or on the road?
Yeah, at home, 11:14 on a Thursday. That'll be
Nice.
cool. I think Jason Kelsey might come too, which would be pretty sick.
Can you get
But
us
anyway,
tickets?
what?
Can you get
Maybe
us tickets?
we'll see. That'll be that maybe I'll ask for my birthday.
That'd
Anybody
be
out there
insane.
that's listening? But yeah, I don't know. The Washington's going to be a good football team. I thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. They're gonna hit a lull. They just are. They're playing a weaker schedule, like teams that are bad the year before, and they're taking
Mm,
advantage of it a little bit,
mm.
right? I mean, you go and you beat up on a Bengals team that's trying to find their identity. Cardinals team that it's not as great as people think, and the Giants was an absolutely ugly football game where they won without scoring a touchdown. So they got the Browns, they got the Ravens, Panthers, Bears. Yeah, there's winnable football games in there. Giants. So it'll be interesting for sure. I don't know. I'm getting texts from all these Mets fans, so I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry about that.
It's
This is
okay.
what I didn't want. This is what I didn't want. I just wanted them to die and just be like, all right, whatever. Now I got to deal with them.
You got to deal with it. I
But
think we
they
got to
don't
hit the
text
next.
during the year. This is the clip I did.
Oh,
You
they
don't
keep it
text
low.
me during the year when you're trash and shit. Ugh, whatever.
They
Whatever.
keep it low. Next game, Minnesota holds on, man. They hold on. And not only do they hold on, they cover. Can you imagine if you took Green Bay minus the 2.5 or no? Yeah, no, Green Bay was minus the 2.5, dude, which also still to this day is nuts to me, even though Jordan Love was coming back.
Mhm.
Like, dude, Sammy D. Now, we're going to get into what I think about the upcoming line, but dude, I'm just going to say it right now. Minnesota's winning their division. Like even with how Detroit opened up this week of football against the Seahawks at home, scoring at will 42 to 29. I don't care, man. Minnesota is so damn good. And we've talked about it all off season. If they just had the quarterback, if they just had a guy who was comparable under center, this is a Super Bowl ready offense and defense. And we're seeing it play out, man. They're scoring left and right. They're beating in division rivals. They're beating the San Francisco 49ers. I don't care if the San Francisco 49ers had guys injured. They've got more weapons than anyone else in the league. At some point, we know that they're going to lose a game, but dude, Minnesota they're a force to be reckoned with, man.
Yeah, they're a good football team. I told everybody that. I said that this team was going to be able to compete this year where people were throwing them away. And you're super high on Sammy D. I wasn't as high on him. I was more on the talent. And
Tell the
Sammy
tell
D's
the
been stepping
viewers,
up
tell the viewers how long I've been high on Sammy D. Tell
since mono, since before mono.
them.
You have. You've been all over that. You might have been the one that gave him mono. Like
Oh my God, who remembers the Sam Darnold mono? That's insane, dude. That is insane. I've been on him pre-mono. Pre-mono, I've been with
pretty mono.
Sam.
Yeah.
Pre-mono.
Yeah.
But all right, let's hit one more game, dude. Unless you have one more after this, I just want to say I think that depending on how this week goes and who do they have this week, um, They do they have a bye? Does Houston have a bye as well? I think they do.
There's a lot of teams with buys
They
this week.
need it. No, they don't. They're against the Bills. Houston might be in a sophomore slump. Like if I'm Houston, I'm very worried at the way that I've played the last 2 weeks. You should have beat Jacksonville by 7.
Again, man, who was telling you? We're hitting all the games that I was telling people before the year that these teams. I was on the money. Go back to
Bro,
the
you were
first
saying that
episode.
Jacksonville was going to win the Super Bowl.
I
Please.
told you that the Texans weren't going to be this huge juggernaut that people were saying they're going to step into Super Bowl contenders. And was I right? As of right now,
Well,
yes.
as of right now, yes. And the reason why I have been high on that take is because they arguably have the easiest schedule or one of the easiest schedules in the league this year. For a team that was successful the year past, where your schedule should get worse, they have a schedule that should propel them to be a number two, if not number one seed in the entire AFC. They have that like Saints schedule that the Saints had last year, where it's like, dude, you
I
got you got
mean,
win
you got
after
you
potential
got
win after
you got
win.
Bills, Packers, Jets, Lions. I mean, Dallas, Chiefs,
Lions,
Ravens.
really?
What? I
Or
mean,
or or or, or not Lions. Jets, really?
no, I mean, but their Jets are supposed
Jacksonville,
to figure it
really?
out. No, I didn't say Jags,
I
but
know. Yes, you did. You said it
no,
every other week. Don't even
um,
say it.
we're jumping ship there. All right, we're
We are.
jumping.
What's your take on it, man? Is Houston in a sophomore slump?
Yeah. I mean, I said that that was going to happen before the season, and so yes, they are.
Will they make the playoffs?
Yeah, their
I think
division is
so.
not great. They already have 3 wins. I
Yep.
mean, they're in a slump and they're 3-1. So I mean, they should still win this division going out, even with the slumping team. So because I just don't see the Colts really making that jump. Tennessee is lost, and so is Jacksonville. So they should still win this division, even with some tough football games coming up down the home stretch. Now the Dolphins, who knows with Tua, right? But then you go Chiefs, Ravens, Titans to finish the year. So you got two really tough games that
Yeah.
you can kind of see at the end of the year whether that team's really going to make a push in the playoffs.
Okay, I got one last thing to say before we close out this week and go to bets, and it might be my hottest take that never occurred. It might be my hottest take that never occurred, and I don't care that they're coming off a win. If the Raiders had Joe Flacco
Yeah.
as their starting quarterback, Devontae Adams would not be asking to be traded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, if Joe Flacco was the starting quarterback for the Raiders with how the Chiefs are playing, the Raiders could be in contention to win the division. That's not even a joke.
Yeah. No, I'm
Like
with you.
he's that good still. He's that good. He dude, he's beat former AFC North rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers, scoring 27 points with Indianapolis. Everywhere this guy goes, it turns to gold. And if I'm Houston too, I'm worried about that, dude. If they want to sit Anthony for a little while and Flacco's under center,
Yeah,
you're
you don't
not.
have to
It's
you don't have to rush him.
going to be some hard games, man.
Mhm.
Indianapolis will win games with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. They will.
Yeah. And they did. They did this week. Now, Flacco was getting figured out a little bit, but coming in off cold, they're able to feed the ball to Pittman, finally get him going. Taylor, 21 carries for 81 yards. That team, if they get that stable quarterback, they could compete with that team over that we were just talking about in the Texans. I keep wanting to say Titans. I don't know why, but they could compete with them if Flacco gets behind that team. What if he just keeps bouncing around the team, and bringing them to the playoffs for the next 2 or 3 years
I
here?
think he's going to.
Yeah. All right.
But all right. Last thing. This is
Let's
my
go
last.
quick on some games.
Hold on. Before that, this is my last question for you. Is Devontae Adams going to be a Jet, or do the Ravens have a shot to land him?
I mean, you think the Ravens would give up picks for him?
I don't know if we'd give up picks. I think that if the Ravens were in contention, the Raiders would be looking for equity. I think they'd be looking for a guy.
For
I think that
equity.
we'd have to give up a guy like Likely.
I mean, they already have a tight end though with what's his face. They got two tight ends.
Yeah, but
They're not
Likely
gonna they're not gonna ask for likely.
they would want a guy like him.
Yeah, they would probably want one of the
like a
receivers.
Zay, like a Zay,
Yeah, they
or a
would.
Bateman. We would give up a Bateman for him,
Yeah, but
100%.
that's like, oh, here's $5
Well, I
for
know, but
for a Chick-fil-A meal, you know?
but dude, when your guy says that he wants out,
No,
sometimes
that
all you'll get is that $5.
yeah, no, that is true. They don't have too much leverage, but they don't have to trade him.
Do you think that he wants to be back with Aaron, or no? Do you
Oh,
think that he's fine with wherever he goes? He just wants to go to
I
a winning
I
organization.
think if he goes to the Saints, that'd be interesting to go play with Derek Carr again because
I don't think that's going to happen.
they were boys at Fresno. They were
Yeah,
boys with the Raiders.
but it didn't
That's
work
why he
out.
wanted to go there. The Saints are more stable organization than the Raiders. The Saints they need that little extra boost to get them over the top here. I think that firepower. It'd be interesting.
It'd be interesting. I think that if he wants to win now, he's either going with his guy for the majority of his career, or he's coming to a place like Baltimore, or in all honesty, he's going to a place like Buffalo.
Yeah. I think all four of those options are very viable. It's just who's going to give up the most. Who's going to give up the first round pick, I think. If somebody offers them a first round pick right now,
The Ravens would right now.
they're not they'll take that right away if I'm the Raiders.
The Ravens would
Now
right
the
now.
real question is Max Crosby available? Because if Max Crosby is available, I'm giving up two firsts and saying, see you later, take Bryce Huff too,
He,
and
but
give him to me.
But
Give him to me.
you know why he's going to stay there? Because he knows he's going to get probably the biggest defensive bag if he stays in that
He'll
city.
get it in Philadelphia. I don't care. Give
He'll
me.
get it in Philadelphia.
He will fit in the city so well. Get rid of that bum. Take Josh Sweat and Bryce Huff, ship them to Vegas, and give me Max Crosby.
He would
Take
look
two firsts.
insane in Kelly Green.
It would be
Insane.
sick. The game changing that would have. You know how many 99? I don't know if 99's available, but I don't know whatever number he'll wear on the Eagles. How many
98, I thought.
jerseys? Yeah, well, 98 was Jerome too. So I don't know. Those are two legendary Eagles pass rushers. Whatever number they give him, that jersey will go mega platinum. Like it would be the greatest
Would it
jersey
be up there with
next to Reggie
Kelsey?
White. And Kelsey. Yeah, and Doc. It'd be a top five jersey seller of all time if he comes
Wow.
here and he gets double digit sacks the way
No
that he
one's
can do it.
talking about that, though. No one. No one
I,
is saying that he's
I'm
going to
bringing it up.
do it.
I've been talking about it for years that I want that mother trucker on this team,
All
and
right.
he might actually become available. I want him,
I think he's going to stay out in Vegas. All right.
and I think
Fastest
Howie
minute.
will do anything to make that happen.
Fastest minute. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. This
Okay.
is everybody's favorite segment. We're gonna rapid fire. Let's get after it. Finish the rest of the game. Saints, Falcons. Falcons get another big time win. This game going on right now is 27-20. Falcons losing with the start
And
of
they're
the fourth
marching down the
quarter.
field.
Yeah, start of
Here
the
we
fourth
go. They're
quarter.
about to score.
Oh,
Touchdown. Touchdown Falcons
on 4th and 2. Wow.
on 4th and 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, this Falcons team, you're right. You're making me feel a little bit better if Kirk Cousins won them that game against the Eagles, and they can be a real viable squad. And so is this Bucks team. So I mean, what do you
This
think of
Bucks
that
team is so
division?
real deal.
Do you think the Saints might get kind of left behind there with these two teams playing right now?
Dude, I think it's interesting, man, because I've said it. I believe that Atlanta's the one who's going to come out on top. But if you're watching these games and you're watching this individual rivalry right now as we're recording, dude, God, does Tampa look good still? I mean, you've been hot on them all year long. I don't know, man. I think that Kirk Cousins is a real deal quarterback. He came here to play. He got an insane contract at the end of his career because they believe in him. Um, but clearly the only way that Atlanta knows how to win is by a grind. They don't know how to make a team bleed early and to get it done early.
Mhm.
And that's prevalent in that Eagles win. They played from behind the whole game and then they closed out the show. They didn't know how to jump on top. And they're at home right now and they've been playing from behind this whole time. It was the same way in that Saints win.
Yeah, so as of recording right now, it's 27-27, 13 minutes left. We'll probably still be recording by the time of the end of that game. Maybe we'll give you some live reactions there, but that division, it's competitive. It'll be interesting
Very.
to see how it shakes out through the season. Rams, Bears. Rams are hurt and they're
Mm,
ugly football. The Bears won an
they're
ugly one
dead.
too. Caleb Williams finally threw for a touchdown.
Yep.
Is this just the Rams are that banged up, or the Bears finally starting to put some stuff together there?
Rams are dead. I was so high on them. They're dead. They're not winning.
You're
They are
really
not winning
high.
the NFC West. That future that I put in is gone and buried and dead. Bears are starting to put it together, but you never know what it's going to be for Caleb Williams week by week. With that offensive line week by week, that kid is awaiting a car wreck, and that is not an over exaggeration. You have you have 250-pound cut men looking to destroy you when he is behind center, and that offensive line is offering him no protection. I think that they come out with this win because they were going against an absolutely devastated, just brittled by injury Los Angeles Rams. And I would still be very nervous if I'm Caleb Williams playing for this team. I really would be.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. The Bears got some winnable games coming up too, so maybe they can finally start to get in a groove there. We'll see. Uh, Another rookie QB gets his first NFL touchdown of the year. Bo Nix takes down the New York Jets. When does
What a
Aaron
terrible
Rodgers
game.
when does Aaron Rodgers
Oh,
stab Nathaniel Hackett in the back and say, "Get see you later, buddy. Get out of here. I need something
oh
different."
my gosh. If anything, dude, it's not that at all. He's the one who was making the calls that whole fourth quarter. They were letting him run the offense, dude. I mean,
Well, that's
what's
what I'm saying. When is he going to say, "All right, I need somebody that's actually going to give me some good
he's not.
feedback"?
He's
He's
not.
not. You think he's
I
gonna run the show until he's dead in
I
the dirt?
think I think that what Aaron has realized is it's very easy to identify this team. If you I've said it since week 1. And even but I want the Jets to be successful, but I've seen the way to beat this team since day 1. Clog the middle, shut down 5. If
42
you
passes,
if
bro.
you clog the middle and you shut down 5, there's it's going to be a long day as a Jet. And
Mhm.
dude, the idea that they were in MetLife, and dude, did you see how gingerly he was walking at the end of that game? Like he's getting hurt again, man. I mean, that MetLife turf has really just got to be that bad. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that more Eagles haven't gotten hurt, honestly.
Well, I mean, AJ Brown got hurt up there last year.
Really?
Yeah, the week 16, and then he was out for the last 2 weeks, including the Tampa Bay playoff game.
But
Yeah.
wasn't that because of a player contact? I didn't think that was because of the turf.
It was like going over the middle. He got his knee caught type of deal, and like sprained
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But whatever. Jets, it'll be interesting. We'll talk about them coming up with our
Jets
picks
are in a bad spot right now.
where that
Very
line
bad.
is. Bengals, are they getting better?
No.
Are they going to be able to get a groove?
Dude, they had to score 34
I
points to beat
know.
Carolina.
I know. Their
34.
defense is not good.
Their defense is dead.
Yeah. It'll
That's
be
it.
interesting the line going with the in division game here coming up against the Ravens. But that's going to be a big test. Do you think the Bengals are dead?
That defense is dead. They're
Okay.
never dead because of
That's a
who Joe Burrow
good.
is.
Okay, there you go.
But that defense
Because
is
we were
dead.
gonna clip that depending on what happened.
That defense is dead.
All right. Jag. Oh, we talked about that. Talked about that. I mean, Niners. The Patriots are dead. Obviously, Patriots just got to lose the rest of the season. Get Drake May some help. Does he see the field this year? No, right? There. Why put him in
If
there?
you want to have an if you want to build at all from since Tom Brady's left, he will not touch the field. You will just let him watch the game and let him
Learn.
experience how fast it is coming at all times and not put him under center and have to face live snaps.
Hmm.
You have Jacoby there for a reason. Let Jacoby play.
Yep. Yep. All
That's
right.
it.
I mean, Niners though starting to get a little bit healthy there. Yeah, they kind of went ugly there
They
too.
beat a
So
bad team.
yeah, and that's
They
what
beat a
good teams are
bad
supposed
team.
to do. They're
Yep.
2-2. They're figuring it out. They'll be fine.
We
I
call that a
took them
Dallas
that ten
win.
and a half. I took them the 10.5, and they covered easy. So
We call that a Dallas win. That's a
yeah,
Dallas win.
yeah. No, I know what you're saying. All right, Browns Raiders. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. How dead are the Browns? When can I see Jameis Winston play a quarterback?
How afraid are you if you're in Browns ownership? That's my question. Because you were supposed to be a very real deal playoff contender, not a Super Bowl contender, but a playoff contender, a
Hmm.
team that could make real runs, a
You
team
were
that could
very
not.
high on them.
I was very high on that, and for good reason. Am I not for not good? I mean, until
They
we saw
should
this
have.
guy play,
Miles Garrett looks hurt. Like the rest of
he's
that
the only one who's
defense.
given a damn.
I know he's powering him through it, but yeah, I mean, 10 points in the first quarter and then six in the fourth. It's not going to get it done, man. That's
But
terrible.
here's my question to you: Does Miles Garrett try to force his way out? Because talk about a guy that's worth two
Oh,
first rounders on the
yeah.
defensive side of the ball.
Hey, so
Who's worth more? Who's worth more? Miles Garrett or Max Crosby?
are they both the same age?
No, Crosby's younger.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, they're both going to get a haul. It depending on the contracts. I mean, who's worth more? Probably Miles Garrett based on
I,
accolades.
I, I think so as well.
I like the upside of Crosby for the long haul, though.
I hear you. Do you think, depending on how the season goes, does Miles Garrett try to get out of Cleveland?
Depending. I think having him moved in the middle of the season. I mean, they're 1 year different, but yeah, I mean, with his contract, it's going to be tough to get the max value for him in the middle of the season, I
I'm
think.
not saying middle of the season. I'm saying let's say that they only win 4 games, 5 games. Does he say I want out? Because when
Yeah.
you look at what Deshaun's doing, dude,
Hmm.
this is going to probably be Deshaun for the
And
next three
nobody
years.
nobody would blame him to
No
ask.
one would blame him.
He's tried his damnedest
He's
to
been
make
there.
this Cleveland team a contender. Yeah.
And we saw what happened when Flacco was there,
He's like,
dude.
I
They were
probably got
there.
another 3 years left of
Yep.
elite football.
Of
Yeah.
elite football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Where I could
Uh,
help a team literally win a Super Bowl. All right, let's
mhm.
end it out. Miami,
Chiefs.
Tennessee, what a terrible game. What a terrible game.
Yeah, who
I mean,
cares?
oh
I
my
mean,
God,
does
who
Tua
cares?
play? Does Tua come back?
How much guaranteed money does he get if he doesn't come back? Dude, if
200
you
something million. If the
Tua never take another snap. Seriously,
Yeah,
seriously, you've already earned, and I would say that even if you hadn't gotten the 200 million just to save your own life, but in all honesty, you've secured generational wealth for the next for your great grandchildren. Forget about it, bro.
167 million guaranteed.
Go join the Alabama coaching staff.
Yeah.
Go become one of the best head coaches in NCAA history. Go
Offensive
become an
coordinator.
go become a real deal coach. No, dude, take the money and leave. My question is,
Oh, for
what
him to
is
get it, he needs the doctor to tell him no, that he can't play anymore.
the doctor's going to tell him that?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know that because he's been
That's
on the
what I'm
sideline.
saying. That's what I'm
He's been
saying.
on the
The
sideline.
way NFL doctors work,
It's
they're,
crazy.
they're always looking out for the team and the
They
owner
are 100%.
and the
My
shield.
my question to you is, does Tyreek does Tyreek try to get out?
If we're just gonna just go down the list of who wants out,
Well, because we're talking about guys, dude, who came to teams or
I
who have
know
stuck with teams because
to
they really
compete.
thought that they were going to be competitors.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Is
You know what
AJ
I'm
Brown one
saying?
out of the Eagles?
No, no. But
I
see, like a
don't
guy
care
like
though.
Max Crosby, and I'm being no offense to him, but I'm just being honest. I don't think that Max Crosby. I think that Max Crosby knows that he will be taken care of forever if he stays at the Raiders. He's going
No,
to be
yeah,
there forever.
for
I'm
sure.
not concerned about that.
But at the same time, he's a competitor. He wants to win.
Maybe he does. Not all guys do. I think a guy like Miles Garrett does. You know who's a guy who I don't think does? In all honesty, I'll be very honest right now. You know who I think is 100% going to stay? It's the guy that I just asked the last question about. I think that if Miami only went on to win 3 more games for the rest of his contract, Tua wouldn't care. Tua went to Miami to get paid. If he wanted to win, he
I
would have
mean,
stayed in KC.
Tyreek.
Oh, sorry, Tyreek. Excuse me, Tyreek. Tyreek went to I can't even speak. Tyreek went to Miami to get paid. If he
Hmm.
wanted to win, he could have gotten 100 million probably altogether with
And
90
win
million
a couple
guaranteed
more Super Bowls with them.
and won
Yeah,
another two. He would
yeah,
have won one this past year.
yeah.
So no, there aren't those. Not all of those guys are that competitor that you're talking about, where they want to. Oh no, dude, some guys just want to get and I respect that.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? All right, do we have any other games to hit? Or are we done?
Lions, real quick. We were kind of texting back and forth with this. Everybody's gushing over the Lions. You're saying the Seahawks aren't actually that bad. I don't think either of those teams are that great. I think neither of them play actual defense, hard-nosed football that'll take for them to win in the playoffs. Neither of them got it. Neither of them got that it factor. They can both move the ball and put up points. Neither of them can stop them.
Dude, Detroit's
The
got that
Lions
it
were
factor.
no, they don't. No, they don't. They got handed that win by the NFL. 4th and 2, Gino rolls out, and then there's a pass interference call on Tyler Lockett up the seam when the ball is going to the right side of the field. Get out of here. That call should not have happened. The Seahawks were going down the field, tying that football game, and the Lions, we were talking about them collapsing and blowing another football game. That's what it should have been. But the NFL said, we're not going to let the Lions be the Lions, and we're going to try to make them into winners. And that's what happened that game. This Lions team is not good. I'm going to keep standing on that because they stink. Their head coach stinks. Their quarterback is fine. They got talent, but their defense is not at the level that everybody wants it to be. They're Swiss cheese, almost like the Eagles defense. Almost. The Eagles is worse right now, but they don't have that factor to get them past these other teams in the NFC. They just don't have it.
Who are the other teams in the NFC? Who?
I mean, 49ers are still that team. They are. I'm not gonna
Dallas
say
isn't. Dallas
Dallas
isn't.
isn't.
You
The
guys are
Eagles
fighting for your
aren't.
life too,
The
B.
Rams are hurting. I mean, the Bucks and
The
Falcons.
Bucks are scary. The
The
Bucks are
Bucks and the
scary.
Falcons. I mean, the Packers and Vikings are good football teams.
Okay.
Like, so. I mean,
All right. You
there's
made your
plenty of
point.
teams.
Move off. You
So
made your point.
yeah.
You made it.
Okay.
Move on.
This Lions team is still. They got some hard football games coming up here. We'll see
Yeah.
what they're made of. I just don't think that they're that juggernaut. But whatever. All right, we want to get to our picks.
Hit a quick break. Picks. I got to refill the drink.
All right,
Here
what
we go.
everybody's here for. We love the baseball talk, recaps, fastest minutes, but we're here for the picks. Harry, let everybody know how we did last week because, I don't want to brag too
Wait,
much.
wait, 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 wait.
Let
We're letting
everybody know
people
how we
know.
did.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you never pick a pony on their best day or their worst. You pick them on how they do throughout the course of a season.
I know.
And
Have you been
truly,
keeping the
and
spreadsheet?
truly,
I
and
asked you to keep the Excel spreadsheet.
yes, I'm right now at 57. You're at 42.
Oh, that's a
Truly,
lie. Let
truly
me
this
see the
year. Wait,
spreadsheet. That's bullshit.
I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just
Trilly and
made that. You
I,
pulled that out of your.
Trilly had a great week. He went 4-1. Hey, respect, respect.
Thank you. That's all
Four and
I
one.
asked.
I had a tough week, 2-3. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer and closer to that HTL certainty. That HTL certainty. We're getting close to it with those touchdown picks, dude. I mean, seriously,
We
like we're
keep
right
rolling with the
there.
touchdown. Yeah, you think?
I like it, man. It's
Yeah.
fun.
All right. Yeah, I like it too.
We can pick teams, but the touchdown is
Yeah, no, I like it.
it's a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
We root for touchdowns. We root for scores. So yeah, no, I'm with it. All right.
All right, let's get right into it, man.
You
Let's
want me to go with
start.
my first pick?
Yeah, go ahead with your first pick.
Baltimore Ravens 2.5. Give it to me.
I love it. I love it. That is I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have not bet my team all season long, and I'm not going to start today.
The two times I've done it, they've won for me. So
I
I'm
know
with
that
them.
they have.
I'm riding that Raven.
All right.
I'm feeling this might still be a close football game.
Absolutely
And
will
the
be.
Bengals will keep it tight. I'm feeling everybody's been hating on our guy. But
Yep.
he's with Christ. He's with that number nine. Number
Yep.
nine hit at the roulette at FanFest. If everybody
That
was
was
following me,
crazy, by the
right?
way.
Wasn't that pretty nuts?
That was
We always play nine.
insane.
Foles, Tucker, Foles, Tucker. That's what
Tucker.
we do here. And he's gonna hit, cross it up, game winner. I'm feeling it to give us that 3.
I can't remember the last time I bet him, but dude, I'm going an in-division rival here. I'm going the prime time game. I think it's going to be an incredible game, 8:20 slot. I'm taking the Steelers -2.5 at home against the Cowboys. I think the Steelers here come up big. I know that they're coming off a loss, but I don't believe in this Cowboys team, man. And I think that the Steelers at home with those terrible towels going crazy are going to bleed Dak Prescott all game long. And I'll tell you what, man, we've said it a few times on the show over the last 2 weeks, and I think that we're going to be the only non-Steelers show to really keep going with this idea, especially because we're pro Raven, pro Eagle. Dude, I think that Justin Fields is going to become the next great Steeler quarterback
I don't know about great, but he could be that guy there for a
for
while.
for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
If
No.
he plays well, maybe not great, but you never know, dude. Mike Tomlin knows how to coach.
Yeah, he's starting to throw the ball around a little bit there too,
Yes, he is.
which can be that's his
Dicey.
biggest question. Yeah,
Yeah, dicey for
if he can
sure.
figure that out, it'll be interesting.
Steelers -2.5. Go ahead, Tro.
Give me the Bills. Bills are bouncing back after getting beat down. They're playing a good Texans football team, but I don't believe in them. I think Texans are 3-1. They're due for a big letdown spot where they've been asking to lose the last couple weeks. Bills are going to come out there and beat them.
Dude,
Beat
what do
'em.
you think about that line though? Because how is it? How is that? How is that literally a pick'em?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a pick'em? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pick'em, dude.
110, 108. So yeah.
Like, how is that -1.5? What is do you think that beatdown by Baltimore was that bad? By the way, I'm riding it with you. I'm also going Bills -1.5, but
Yeah.
why is that the line?
I don't know. I mean, it's at Houston. The Bills it's not really a short week, but a 1 o'clock spot can be weird in
Hmm.
Texas.
In Texas.
Uh, I think people like the Texans too much. I like this Bills team to
I
bounce
hear you.
back.
I like the Bills team to bounce back as well. I'm going Bills -1.5. Um,
Now, well, the only thing that makes me nervous is maybe people have found out that that offense or that defense for the Bills that has lost a lot of guys that was overachieving a little bit. Maybe that
mhm.
Texans offense can pick them apart a little bit, but I still think Josh Allen can get the job done for us there.
I hear you. I hear you there. Next game, I'm gonna
Oh my
go.
God.
You okay?
Yeah, I just saw something and I was like, why is that a thing?
I am gonna go. I don't know if I want to do a total here or if I'm gonna do an over and under. Um, you know what? I know that the spread is low, but I don't care. They're gonna bounce back. They're here. They're the real deal. They're on the road. I don't care. Packers -3.
Oh my God, my app is freaking out. Who are they playing? I can't, my phone is freaking out.
Rams. They're playing the Rams in LA. I think that line should be even more, but I think that it's just due to the fact that both teams are coming off a loss. They think that the Rams can cover the 3 at home. I don't. I think that the Packers beat the brakes off this team. I think they win by 10.
I think the Packers should beat the brakes off of them. And
Yes.
that would really put the Rams down if that
Yes.
happens.
That would destroy the Rams
Yeah.
100%. A
All
hundred
right.
percent.
No, I like that. The thing that I said, oh my God, to why are the Jags -2.5 favorites? I don't care if
What?
it's Anthony Richardson or if it's Joe Flacco. The Jaguars should not be a favorite. No? Yes?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Like that's crazy.
I
Just give me
wouldn't
the
even touch that game. I wouldn't touch it.
is
I
that
wouldn't
why?
touch because again, that's chalk. I don't understand why the chalk is if the chalk's gonna be the Jags, why is then the pick at 2.5? Because everyone and their mother is going to bet the Colts, which says
Yeah,
is the
at
chalk the
plus
real deal?
128, like yeah, like they're getting them at plus money to win a football game
Like if I was going to touch
against a
anything
team
on
that
that,
hasn't won a game all year.
what's the total right now? What's the total on that?
46.5.
I take the under in that game.
Nah, I'm not touching it. Forget it. Forget it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Forget it. All right, well then we're gonna pivot. We're gonna pivot. I was hating on this team a little bit, but give me the Seahawks, 6.5.
Good
Giants aren't
pick.
good. Giants aren't good. Seahawks, I don't think they're great, but they're a lot better than that Giants football team. That
They are, man.
you can see that they can put up points. I don't think the Giants will be able to keep up with them.
I'm debating whether this is going to be my lock or not. I'm going through a couple games.
I got a
Mm.
great lock for you. Great lock.
I can't believe I'm going to do it, dude, but yeah, let me see this. Hold on. Yeah, I am. I am going to do it. I know exactly what I'm going to do. This is one of those games, ladies and gentlemen, where again the chalk makes no sense why the line is. It's the international game. It's the 9:30 slot. How are the Bills only how are the Vikings only -2.5 against a Jets team that that died on their own home? They should be minus a minimum of 4.5. Everyone and their mother's betting the Vikings. They're telling their mothers-in-law to open up a FanDuel account, get the promo,
Hey,
and
use
to
my
take the
promo
Vikings.
code.
Use
Yeah.
my promo code. This is a game where you go the opposite way. When the crowd goes one way in betting, you go the other. Jets plus the 2.5. You have to. You
Mhm.
have to.
I like that game. I'm taking the over 40.5. I think both offenses are going to be able to put up some points this week. You've seen Sammy D sling that rock. I think Rodgers is going to figure it out a little bit. 21 points from both teams.
Over
My
41.
Oh, it's 40.
Over 40 and a half or
Yeah.
40 straight up?
Well, 40 and a half.
40 and a half. All right, here's our certainties. Well, I'm going to say it, and I'm doing it. I'm going over prime time game all the way over 43 and a half Saints Chiefs. I think this is a game where they air it out. We called it last week. I gave you all the information and you shouldn't have listened to me. I told you that LA Chargers Chiefs game was going to be a down and dirty in division game where Patrick Mahomes shows up at the last minute. Maybe Kelsey will be there. Xavier Worthy did hit, by the way. And it was low scoring, and they pulled it out. And this is where at home they go crazy. And this is where at on the road the Saints go crazy. Derek Carr is going to be letting it fly. Over 43 and a half is my lock.
I like it. I like it. I mean that Saints offense needs to bounce back. Chiefs defense is the real deal. They have been for a little bit now
Yep.
too. But I could see these teams slinging it, even without their wide receivers with Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy still there. Kelsey needs to finally figure it
He's
out.
got to get it figured out, dude.
And I think that I might go there for one of our picks coming up here. But my lock of the week, this is a guarantee lock. Philadelphia Eagles are winning this week. They're winning the bye week.
Ugh.
They gotta. They gotta win the bye week.
You
For
can't
us
put that as your
for
lock.
us to succeed, we have to win the bye week. And it'll
This is
be
a guaranteed
crucial.
lock.
It's a certainty that the Eagles will win the bye week. All the hate, all everybody that's down on them. You know why they're gonna win the bye week? Because the Philadelphia Phillies are gonna take care of business this weekend, and everybody's gonna forget about the Eagles this weekend, and we're gonna be locked in on Red October, Saturday, Sunday. Phillies take care of business. Everybody will forget about the Eagles for a little bit. And the Eagles, that's how they're going to win the bye week because people are going to get off their ass for a little bit.
What's your
That's
lock?
Dallas Cowboys giving me money line Sunday night football.
Ooh.
I
So
think.
we're going mano v mano because I'm taking the Steelers minus the 2.5.
Oh, you took them earlier?
I did. So
Oh,
we're going head to head.
yeah.
You want that as your lock?
Yeah, give it to me.
What? Bring me through that.
Cowboys need a big time win, prime time. Now, is this a pick maybe that I would be okay losing? 100%. But I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. Dallas is back. Cowboys are back on primetime football. CeeDee Lamb's running up and down the field. Justin Fields can't score any points.
Good. It's good value, dude. I mean, money line is plus 116. It's
Hmm.
good value.
Yeah.
All right, dude. On to our parlay.
We got to go Travis, right? It's got to happen.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Hold on.
Travis Kelsey first, anytime touchdown. I think that. All right, let's say this. Last week, Bijan, I wanted to go. Well, he didn't end up scoring either anyway, so we're not going to fight too much about it.
Right.
But Rashid Shaheed that I wanted to go with, it would have been a lot more fun than trying to watch Bijan Robinson absolutely get forgotten about again
I
somehow.
couldn't believe that he got. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it, dude. That he didn't score is just
It
ridiculous.
was like they,
Like of all the guys to not score. I mean, come on.
yeah, I mean, Big Cat said it, but like it was almost like they left the game plan from Arthur Smith last year in Morris's in his office, and he kind of stumbled upon it, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't use one of our best weapons."
Dude,
But
are you on FanDuel right now? I can't even get.
yeah,
I can't. You got it?
I just deposited and placed a bet. On.
I can't get Travis right now.
Oh, well, maybe we'll have to wait, or should
We
we
can
go
wait.
somewhere else?
No, we can wait.
Oh
We
yeah,
can
there's no
totally wait.
anytime touchdowns. Yeah,
There's none.
yeah. All right, forget it. Scrap Travis then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
We might
I
throw
like.
him in for a fifth.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Oh,
would be
there's no.
crazy.
You can't do any anytime touchdowns right now.
Okay, then we'll upload our picks later.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Continue.
that. Yeah. I mean, but that kind of makes you. I don't know. Whatever.
I hate that.
Oh, here, but you can do it for this Washington Cleveland game though.
I know, but you
So
can't even do
some
it
games you
for
can.
Indianapolis Jags. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Not putting
Hey,
the
if
value
anybody
on it.
knows, let us know. I mean, it's a Thursday night, 11 o'clock. That's
Well, yeah,
weird.
why can't you book that?
Mm-hmm. Um.
All right.
All right.
That's it. That's the show.
Yeah, we'll just upload the picks later. We'll talk
Here are the
about it.
picks. Steelers minus Harry's picks. Steelers minus 2.5. Bills minus 1.5. Packers minus the 3. Jets plus the 2.5 in England. The 9:30 a.m. game, and then my certainty in prime time. Monday Night Football, Saints KC over 43.5. And then we got Brendan the Bod, Baltimore minus 2.5 at home, Bills minus 1.5. It's an earthquake.
Got it.
Seahawks minus the 6.5. Jets and Vikings over the 40.5. And then his certainty, Cowboys money line at plus money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another great week. Ravens are back. Ravens are back. Ravens are back. This is a Raven show
Go to
because
the Instagram, go like it, subscribe to the podcast. We got it up on Apple and Spotify now too. But make sure you go follow us on Instagram because we're going to upload the picks there. The certainty parlay will be there. So make sure you go
this
follow,
week
like,
is
subscribe,
only a
comment.
Ravens and Phillies show, not Eagles and not Orioles.
Yeah.
It's a Ravens and Phillies show. Go Raven.
Go Birds and Fightins. Come on. Let's take care of business.